warning about this thing behind me. It's called a smart meter. Now, I don't buy into all that BS about smart meters being bad for your health. The research, the science says otherwise. But what they can do is be very bad for your power bill if you don't know that you're being moved on to a new tariff when they install the smart meter. Now, just to be clear, that's what a smart meter looks like. The old-fashioned analog meters look more like an analog watch, like that. And 57% of houses now have smart meters. We're going to be 100% by the year 2030, so it's coming for all of us eventually. What sometimes happens though when they put a smart meter in is they move you to a new tariff type, particularly what they call dynamic tariffs. They can be time of use tariffs, which have different rates at different times of day, or they can be demand tariffs, which penalise you for using a lot of energy at a particular time in the peak time and then charge you at that rate across the month, even if you've only used that amount of energy on that particular day. So how do you avoid these time of use and demand tariffs if you don't want one? Just to be clear, some people could be better off on a time of use tariff if they're using energy in the cheap parts of the day and moving their usage from the peak parts of the day, for example, to the night time. Let's say, for example, you've got an EV, you're charging it at night in the off-peak period. Let's say you're putting the dishwasher and the washing machine and the dryer on when you go to bed. Let's say you're putting your pool pump on at night. Those are all ways that you can cash in on a time of use tariff and maybe save money on it. But the reality is we're getting more and more reports of people who've been moved when this has been installed onto a time of use tariff and or a demand tariff, and their bills have gone up by hundreds of dollars, and they didn't even really know that they'd been moved onto one of these new tariff types. So how do you know if it's you, and what can you do about it? First thing to do is check if you've got one of these, are you on a time of use plan? Your last bill will tell you that. Are there different prices for different times of day, for peak and shoulder and off peak? That's a time of use plan. Or is it the same flat rate, 24/7? That's called a flat rate plan. So if you're on a time of use plan and you don't want to be, you have the right to be asked to be moved to your retailer's cheapest flat rate plan. In fact, you can even ask them, if you've got one of these, they'll have your usage every half hour of every day. So you can ask them to do a customised plan comparison between their cheapest flat rate plan and their cheapest time of use plan and be moved on to whichever is best for you. That's the first thing you can do. If you're not happy with the result, you can switch in most parts of Australia to another retailer with a cheaper flat rate plan. So that's the other option. By December 1st this year, some new protections will come into place where they cannot move you onto a time of use plan or a demand tariff without getting your explicit consent first. For the time being, unfortunately, they can. And so you need to check and see if that's happened to you, because it could be costing you hundreds of dollars. Now, we've seen some massive price increases in the past few years, so everybody's bills have gone up. But it's possible that your bill's also gone up because of a new tariff type, not just because of higher rates. And so it might be worth checking to see if you can save hundreds of bucks by getting off one of these time of use or demand tariff plans back onto a simpler plan. And the first port of call is to ask your retailer what is their cheapest flat rate plan and how does that compare based on your usage to their cheapest time of use plan. I hope that makes sense. This stuff's really technical, but it's also quite important. My name's Joel. I'm a money saving guy. You can follow me here for more daily money saving stuff, and have a great day.